Artur Beterbiev and Bivol face off at the press conference, building the hype for their big rematch. Vadim Kornilov says he wasn't happy with one judge's decision during the first fight. He says the fight was close, but thinks the judging was unfair.
It was a very close fight, and nothing to take away from Artur Beterbiev. I mean, he did a really good job, and there's no doubt that the fight was close. I was more upset about one of the decisions. One of the judges seemed to me completely off, and that was more upsetting.
Kornilov says Turki Alalshikh promised a rematch after the first fight and made it happen. He talks about Alalshikh's effort to create opportunities for fighters and says the rematch is a chance to set things right.
And His Excellency Turki Alalshikh offered after that fight for Madrimov to fight Terence Crawford, and it didn't. At that time, it didn't seem like the right move because the kid just became a champion. It was the dream of his life. He just earned what he dreamt of, and obviously fighting the best in the world, somebody that he looked up to, was probably a little bit too early at that time. But when he came out of the fight, and it was also a very close fight, His Excellency and his team said that, it was a close fight, you might have won the fight, but don't worry, you'll be back. And he was supposed to fight, I think 2 months after that, on the Fury Usyk card. That didn't occur. Now he's fighting in a much bigger fight than that.
Kornilov says the first fight's outcome doesn't matter now. The rematch is a chance for both boxers to prove who's the true undisputed light heavyweight champion.
Same with Dmitry. After this fight, the next day, His Excellency said that he wanted a rematch. And after the first experience, I didn't have any doubts. I knew that once he wants something and he wants justice to be served, he makes it happen. And now we're here. It doesn't matter anymore what happened in that fight on October 12th. It doesn't matter what the judges did, because now is an opportunity for every boxer to make a point and prove that they're the undisputed champion in the light heavyweight division.
Brad Jacobs responds to Eddie Hearn's claim that most people thought Bivol won, saying he disagrees and believes the majority thought Beterbiev won.
Start about how he felt everyone knew that Bivol won. Give us your thoughts, please, Brad.
Well, I think he said everyone thinks they knew who won, and it was Beterbiev, not Bivol. That's beside the point.
Jacobs expresses excitement about being part of the Riyadh season event and thanks Turki Alalshikh for making it happen. He praises Beterbiev as the undisputed and undefeated champion.
Look, we're thrilled to be here, thrilled to be a part of another Riyadh season event, all thanks to His Excellency Turki Alalshikh. Artur Beterbiev, undisputed champion, he deserves it.
Brad Jacobs confidently states that Beterbiev will remain the champion, whether by knockout or decision. He emphasizes their belief in Beterbiev's dominance and their excitement for the fight.
He'll be undisputed champion again by knockout or by decision. We're just thrilled to be a part of it. And once again, Artur Beterbiev, undisputed, undefeated, and that will remain that way.
Dmitry Bivol thanks Turki Alalshikh for organizing the rematch. He acknowledges the interest in the first fight and expresses his desire to prove himself as the winner in the rematch.
Thank you, Brad. Let's bring in the challenger. And that's what you are now, Dmitry Bivol. Listen, when you look across the table and you see all of those belts there, every belt in the light heavyweight division, tell us what's going through your head.
Bivol talks about how his focus has shifted from just wanting the belts to seeking revenge and correcting what happened in the first fight. He now wants to prove himself beyond just winning titles.
Now which I could see. Before I was so wanted to have this belt and nothing else. But today I want not only just belts, I want revenge. I wanna fix what I did before. I wanna win, not just belts. It's not only about belts now.
Bivol mentions changes in his training camp for the rematch. He's working on improving his skills and adding more to his strategy to be better prepared for the fight.
And, I know people like first fight and they wanna see second fight, and also I wanna make second fight and I wanna be winner of this fight. What about belts, now which I could see? Before I was so wanted to have this belt and nothing else. But today I want not only just belts, I revenge. I wanna fix what I did before. I wanna win, not just belts. It's not only about belts now.
Bivol expresses his goal to be perfect in the rematch, focusing on continuous self-improvement to show he's the superior fighter.
I need to change enough to prove that I'm better, and I need to add more actions. And we already changed a little bit with our training camp. We add some coach in our training camp, and now I'm working on myself. Of course, I want to be better. I want to be perfect.
Beterbiev talks about the feeling of being a champion and thanks Turkey Al-Sheikh and Top Rank for their support. He states his goal is to keep his belts and do his best to retain them.
I want to thank you for His Excellency, for my Top Rank, for everyone here. My goal is now to keep my belts, and I will do my best to do that.
Beterbiev responds to Bivol's desire for revenge, saying he's ready for whatever challenge Bivol brings. He remains confident in his ability to retain the titles.
We have revenge. If you want revenge, no problem.
How different do you...
Beterbiev is asked if he needs to improve for the rematch and says no, believing his current skills are enough to win and retain the titles.
For enough, better to win. Just to enough to win, you know? I don't know, how is it, like high, small, big, medium? I don't know yet, but enough to win, you know?
Beterbiev is asked why he didn't knock out Bivol in their first fight. He suggests it might have been luck, implying that Bivol had an unusual night, but he's not worried about repeating that outcome.
I don't know, because maybe he is luck that night. Because he is luck maybe that night.
Bivol responds to Beterbiev's comment about luck, saying he doesn't believe in luck. He believes hard work leads to success, and that he earned his chance through his efforts.
get knocked out against Artur Beterbiev?
You know, I don't believe too much in lucky. I think luck will come to people who work a lot, and I work on it, and I become lucky. The luck will not come without work.
Beterbiev is asked if he has a message for Bivol. He simply replies, "Be ready," and says they'll see each other in the ring on February 22nd.
Artur Beterbiev, do you have a message for Dmitry Bivol?
You mean I'm postman? No. I think 22nd February we're gonna see good fight. My message is be ready. That's it.
Roy Jones Jr., the last light heavyweight champ, gave major props to Artur Beterbiev. He said if he was in his prime, he'd add Artur's power to his own skills. Jones mentioned that Artur's power is insane and that his calm, steady demeanor is a big plus.
Mainly just his power. His power along with his aggression and with his subtle face. He never changes his expression, which is a beautiful thing.
Roy Jones recently spent time with Artur and gave him some solid advice on how to beat Dmitry Bivol.
Artur was still understand me? Bivol, when he can box and move around, then you said Bivol. That's who Bivol is. That's not who Artur is. Artur can box, he showed us that now. But if Artur can box, then this Artur set up the knockout shots. Or set up the say boom boom. Real, so we see some real Artur. When we see that, we have it now. You know where I'm coming from?
Carl Frosch, hyped for the rematch, said only real boxing fans knew what went down the first time Beterbiev faced Bivol. Looking back, Frosch shared he had Bivol winning on his scorecard, and that just made him more pumped for the next clash between these two light heavyweight giants.
But for the purist and the people that understand boxing, that realise what they were watching, would have been on the edge of the seat, mesmerised by the skill level and the quality of both operators. Now, Bivol didn't get the decision. I thought he'd won when I watched it on the night. Beterbiev obviously won. He's unbeaten.
Carl Froch told Dmitry Bivol to focus more in the final rounds, saying Bivol didn't put enough effort in the last 3 rounds of their first fight. Meanwhile, Beterbiev was still pushing hard to win. Froch explained that judges tend to give the round to the fighter who's going all out to finish the fight, and that might have cost Bivol.
I think Bivol maybe needs to look a bit more interested, if that's fair, towards the end of the fight. Maybe around 10, 11 and 12, I think he needs to get more shots off, because he finished slow. Beterbiev put it on him a little bit more. It looked like he wanted to be in there a bit more. It looked like he was trying to win and trying to get that victory, and the judges do like that.
Gareth A Davies shared his thoughts on the upcoming rematch, calling it one to watch. He believes Dmitry Bivol will come in with a fresh approach and new strategy, which could lead to victory. Davies is confident Bivol's technique adjustments will play a key role in the fight. He also mentioned fans should expect a brutal battle, making this rematch one for the books. On the other hand, he noted that while Beterbiev versus Bivol is a huge fight, it might not draw a big crowd due to Russian fans not traveling.
Even though Roy Jones Jr. is telling Artur Beterbiev on his tour of the UK at the moment, you've got to go in there and smash him this time. I think Bivol will be faster, smarter this time, and they'll end up going into round 25 in another 6 months' time, maybe in September, October 2025.
Boxing promoter Frank Warren expressed excitement for the Beterbiev versus Bivol rematch. He praised the upcoming Riyadh season card on February 22nd, calling it something truly special that fans have been waiting for. Warren admitted he hadn't expected the Riyadh season to become such a game changer for the sport after Turki Al Sheikh's involvement. He also shared his admiration for the fight card, saying he's never seen anything like it. It's just that spectacular.
When the Riyadh season was announced, when HE got involved, this is going to be a game changer, but even I didn't realise what a game changer it's going to be. And I mean, this card on the 22nd is something special, Ali. When you look at it, I mean, every fight on there is a magnificent fight. I mean, I've never seen a card like it. It's so spectacular.
Warren recognized Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol as the top 2 light heavyweights in boxing, praising their skill and dominance in the division. He has high hopes for their upcoming rematch, expecting a hard-fought battle. Looking back on their first encounter, Warren commended both fighters for putting on an amazing performance, showing off their full skill sets in what was an unforgettable fight.
Well, it's a great fight. The best 2 light heavyweights in the world. Last time round, it was an excellent fight. They displayed all their skills. It's a rematch. That's going to be a great fight.
Chris Algieri discusses the Riyadh season event on February 22nd, 2025. He praised the fight card, saying he loves it from top to bottom, while he managed expectations, suggesting the Beterbiev-Bivol rematch might not live up to the gangbuster action some are hoping for. He stressed its importance. Algieri pointed out that the fight is crucial not just for the light heavyweight division, but also for shaping the pound-for-pound rankings. He added that it's by far the best Riyadh card on paper that's been put together.
Compared to the last fight, obviously what we saw in the first fight, it's not going to be a gangbusters type fight, but it's a very important fight for the weight class, for the divisions, for the pound-for-pound rankings. So the level of that main event is humongous.
Legendary boxing trainer Teddy Atlas stated his comments for the previous fight and said that he understood why the fight could have gone either way, but revealed that he had Beterbiev winning by 1 round. Atlas commented, "Close fight, a lot of close rounds. I can see why people are conflicted. You know what? I'm not gonna judge anyone. I judge the fight, but I'm not gonna judge anyone because I get it's subjective in certain ways. There's 2 ways to look at it. 2 fighters, close fight, a lot of close rounds." Former professional boxer Paulie Malignaggi described the main event as less of an explosive brawl, but a great brawl with more of strategic elements like a chess match. Reflecting on their first encounter, he noted that neither fighter broke position, showcasing a disciplined and calculated battle at the highest level.
You know, you've got some explosive fights on the card, but your main event is probably another real tough chess match. But again, let me reiterate this though. Bivol, the fight was a chess match the first time around because Bivol didn't break. If Beterbiev can make Bivol break at any little bit, the way most of his opponents break, and Bivol starts losing positioning because he can't have the mental concentration, that fight opens up as well.
Malignaggi highlighted how tough it is to maintain such discipline, explaining that at this level, fighters are always setting intricate traps. While he couldn't guarantee the rematch would play out the same way, he speculated it could unfold similarly. Referring to their first fight, Paulie added that it was a very high IQ battle, one that words might not fully capture.
That fight opens up as well. That fight didn't open up the first time because neither guy was breaking position. It was a very, very disciplined fight at the highest level. Let me tell you how difficult that is to do at such a high level when you got guys setting various traps, one guy who hits super hard, and all the other liabilities and nuances happening.
Paulie Malignaggi noted that Artur Beterbiev seemed genuinely surprised by his victory in their first fight, while Dmitry Bivol accepted the decision without protest. Despite the outcome, Malignaggi believes Bivol could have won the decision, pointing out how close the fight was.
You know, Beterbiev took the win, but when I got the decision, for me, he looked a little bit surprised that he got the decision. Bivol didn't complain about not getting the decision, but it feels like he could have got the decision, and most people think he could have got that decision. So, you know, it could open up, but I think neither guy's gonna break because neither guy's gonna feel like they didn't do enough the first time around.
Lonnie B predicted that Beterbiev wouldn't let the fight go the distance this time. He pointed out that while Bivol survived the full fight in their first encounter without getting knocked out, lasting the entire fight doesn't necessarily mean he won.
People say, like, why people saying that? Because they not used to seeing nobody go the distance from Arthur. So they figured, oh, if he went the distance, so he must have won it.
Lonnie B analyzed Dmitry Bivol's performance in the first bout against Artur Beterbiev, saying that while Bivol did well, he was more focused on surviving than actually winning. He explained that Bivol seemed to prioritize going the distance over securing a decisive victory, fighting in spurts and trying to win in short bursts rather than controlling the fight from start to finish.
If you really watch the fight, Bivol did extraordinary. Like, he did good. I'm not even going, he did extremely good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna lie. But when you watch the fight, he did good at surviving. He fought to go the distance. He didn't fight to win. He fought in spurts. He tried to win the fight in spurts.
Callum Simpson, Artur Beterbiev's sparring partner, shared his thoughts on the first fight. He said Beterbiev applied pressure on Bivol, and Bivol couldn't do much about it, but it wasn't enough for a knockout.
The fight went how I thought it would. Well, it's in terms of styles, but I thought Beterbiev would have put more pressure on than he did. I felt like he didn't put. If you put the pressure on the way through, but I thought he would catch you with more shots and step it up. I think they didn't change the tempo that much. He had the same tempo all the way through, but I thought he would step on the gas a few more times. They did end up stopping him, but yeah, they didn't, did they?
Professional boxer David Benavides has been eyeing a fight with Artur Beterbiev, which was his main reason for moving up in weight class. Benavides shared his bold comments to end all talks about who won in the previous Beterbiev versus Bivol bout. David said, "To be honest with you, I think when it comes more down to boxing, I think Dmitry Bivol won that fight. When it comes to damage, Beterbiev was probably landing the harder blows, but you know what? I feel like Bivol did enough to win the fight. You know what I mean? If it's the same exact fight, I see Bivol winning, but unless they rob him again, there's really nothing you could do." Adi Oladipo shared he's been hyped for the Riyadh season fight card for a while, and now it's official. He commented that it could be one of the best fight cards in boxing history.
I'm excited, honestly. I've been jumping around like a little kid.
Why?
Because this fight card got announced, and look, I know you guys like your boxing, but this is by far the greatest fight card I've ever seen in my life.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates. See you in the next video.